Probably might be too early to really say, but you had yet another day to look at your new players, your draft picks. Is there anybody that's maybe, especially with the draft pick, that's standing out or things you're starting to see?
I think tough to tell. There's a bigger transition for guys that haven't been pros before than, let's say, a new guy that has been but hasn't been with our team, like a Borchers, obviously. He's a new guy, but he's been a pro and he's been in this league. So he's very quick in terms of there's no transition at all, hardly, especially with Salt Lake playing a similar philosophy and style. And then you got guys like Adam, Espria, and Janderson who have been pros, but haven't been with our club, haven't been in this league. So there's a little bit more lag time on them, but for me, less than guys that have been amateur players. Ultimately, that's what they've been. They've been good players at a very high level in college, but they've never been professional players. So I think that learning curve takes a little bit longer for players when they've never been a pro before. I've seen that in the training. G. Anderson and Espria and Adam. You can tell they've been pros. Nat, you can tell he's been a pro in this league. The other guys, you can tell that they've been very good players at the college level, but now they need to learn to be professionals. But their attitude very good. For me, that was big in drafting some of these guys. Their character, their attitude, very good. A Beasler probably ahead of some of the others because he's got some soccer in him. It's a little bit cleaner on the ball, a little bit smarter in how he sees things. So I think he'll be a guy that's probably slightly ahead of a few of the others. The others have had their flashes. Whether or not they can put it all together, will depend on the day to day and how quickly they can transition.
There's been discussion about lengthening the college soccer season. Do you think that's something that'll help ease that transition a little bit if it comes to pass?
Yeah, I think it would for sure. I mean, when you're playing year round, it develops. You make your habits, and then your habits make you. So if you have habits built over 4 months, that's different than habits that are built over 10 months or 8 months. And then I think it's the games. Ultimately, you need more games. And I was in college, so I know how it works. And in the spring, we trained a lot, but we're not playing games. So you need that game experience, and you need that feeling of a longer season where you have games that matter. That spring, even though you're training every day, you slip. Players slip, their habits slip. Again, they slip because they're not getting games. So I think lengthening the season would help, definitely, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. By the sounds, talking to Jay, the sounds of things, yeah. So, but it would be nice. I think it would be helpful. I still think players come out of college and they transition to our league. I think as the years go on, I think it becomes tougher and tougher because the league becomes more and more saturated. So, and as every team builds their rosters deeper and deeper, now it becomes more and more difficult for players out of college to step in. If they're stepping in, they're usually stepping in on teams that are weak. So if you look at some of the players that did well last year, they did well in weaker teams. So I think that's a bit deceiving. Everybody says, "Oh, he was a great draft pick." Well, if he went to another team, maybe he's not because he's not playing. You know what I mean? So I think there's some little bit of misunderstanding in that sometimes. It should be very hard for a college guy to come and step in for us. If it's easy, then probably our roster's pretty thin, pretty weak.
You mentioned Adam, and obviously that's a significant change for you guys. Donovan Ricketts 2 years ago, MLS Goalkeeper of the Year, and he's in Orlando now, and now you guys have Adam. What do you like in Adam, and do you think he's, as a leader too on the field, what he's going to bring?
Well, I think we liked Ricketts. He did well for us, but started to reach that stage in his career where, he was not able to train, and when you can't train as much, you're not going to be quite as sharp. And that's nothing against him. It's just 37 years old, you know, and ultimately, you know, we felt it was in our best interest to get a goalkeeper that you know, could be here for the next 4 or 5 years as our goalkeeper versus having a goalkeeper maybe in his last year or last 2 years. So that was kind of the decision behind that. But Ricketts is one of my favorite players I've ever coached, and he knows that. I told him that, and you know, he's probably got another couple years in him, and he'll do well with Orlando. But at the end of the day, we felt it was time to get a fresh piece there. And I think with Adam, you get a guy also that so he's younger. His best days are still ahead of him, and he's hungry. And you know, his ability to fit into our system, I think that's another factor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every player has their strengths, weaknesses. Every goalkeeper has a different style. You know, Adam is very much a guy that can manage a high line. He's very much a guy that you can play through. He's got really good feet, and then he's got a lot of the same characteristics that Donovan has as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's similar, but a little bit different. You know, so we're hoping he's you know, as good and maybe a notch different. I won't say better, but a notch different in the way he plays, so that it fits into our team and the way we play to help maximize the way we want to play.